IGNers, we are still at rAge 2014, the biggest video game convention in Africa, and I'm spending some time with Erica Denning. She's crazy. She's the export PR manager for 2K, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Civ 5.
Well, Civilization Beyond Earth.
Oh, sorry, Civilization Beyond Earth. I've still got Civ 5 in my head. A lot of my friends are still playing Civ 5. What are you guys doing to drag people from Civ 5 to Beyond Earth?
I don't think we have to do much. People are just naturally coming over to the Civilization Beyond Earth game because it's very unique from other Civilization games that Firaxis has made, in that this time you're going to space.
How does that play out? So my assumption when going to space is that there would be some kind of interplanetary dominion, but from our preamble chat, it doesn't sound like that is the case.
No, so basically Earth is in trouble. There's what has happened is they call it the Great Mistake. And so civilizations are now going into space, trying to find a planet. And then once you find that planet, you go on there and then you're going to establish your civilization there. It's not like previous civilizations because before, in those games, you're kind of reliving history, You're going through this linear timeline.
You have a frame of reference as a developer to work from.
Exactly. But with Civilization Beyond Earth, it's all new. You're starting from scratch. So you're determining what your history is going to be, and you're more importantly determining your future.
So can we talk about some of the races? SpaceX and Elon Musk isn't one of them.
No.
Okay.
No.
What are the races?
So, right. So there's 3 different affinities in this game. There's harmony, purity, and supremacy. And each one is very different from one another. And that is directly tied to the tech web. Okay. So the tech web is very different this time around as well because it is a non-linear tech web. You start in the middle and you work your way out. So depending on the technology that you choose, that will determine what affinity you will eventually become in the game.
Okay.
And that also then ties to the narrative. So you're creating your own narrative, but the choices that you make in the game also kind of help steer that narrative as well.
Okay, so how then, when you're doing a player versus player type map, like you would in Civ 5, you have like 5 people on the board, how does the kind of the diplomacy work? Because I would suspect that people with certain affinities would have an easier way to be diplomatic with one another.
Right. So, for example, like if you're using, you've got a technology, you can't share technologies with the other civilizations. There's also something really cool that Firaxis has added in, and it's called favors. So you always want to have kind of a bag of favors on your side, because when you start the game, there could already be a civilization on that planet, but right, and they could be a bit more advanced. So, and you're just starting out, so you really kind of want to get going and grow your civilization. Well, you can use these favors. So you could be the smallest civilization on that planet, but if you've got a lot of favors, you can use them to your advantage and actually end up having some domination and a little bit more control than you would versus a really large civilization. There's also different environments in the game as well. So there's 3 different environments, or what we call binomes. There's arid, lush, and fungal. Fungal is going to be very much more alien-like, whereas arid and lush, they're going to be some, not similarities, but you're going to feel a little bit more like, oh, okay, I kind of know this place, even though you don't really.
Rainforest or desert.
Yeah, right? So, and those terrains are very different. So how you navigate in those terrains is also going to change the gameplay.
What do you think is going to be the biggest surprise for consumers? Like when you buy a game, you obviously have a lot of expectations when you get it. What is the thing that you think that traditional Civ 5 or Civilization players are going to do, or going to be surprised by pleasantly when they get their hands on it?
I think it's going to be the fact that they're creating their own narrative. I think that's going to be the biggest surprise for them because, there's all these side missions as well, and you you learn about kind of a little bit about what happened with the Great Mistake, and I mean you're building your own history, your own future, your own civilization, and everything is going to be different. So let's say we're the same affinity, okay? You're supremacy and I'm supremacy, but I'm going to be very different even though we're the same affinity. My soldiers, my units, they're gonna look different than your units, right? So, and that's based on the technologies that I'm choosing. So even though we're the same, we're still different. And I think Civ fans are going to love that about the game.
Well, I'm very excited. I can't wait to get my hands on some Civilization Beyond Earth. Guys, let us know what you think of Beyond Earth. What do you think is going to be the most interesting and exciting part for you as the player? If you already are a Civilization fan, please make some comments in the comment section below. Follow us on Twitter at IGN Africa, and hit us up on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. There's going to be a whole bunch more IGN Africa content on za.ignafrica or za.ign.com. Stay tuned and don't you go anywhere.